Hello, everybody. Ryan Carpenter here with P45 Knuckle Down Golf. Wanted to jump on in the beginning here, like a lot of the videos I'm going to be uploading. These are going to be just kind of some brief current topics, things that I encounter day by day. Today's is coming from all this stuff that's going on out there with that Genesis Invitational out there in LA. You know, there's just so many things that honestly don't make sense anymore. So this scoring rule, this signing your scorecard, verifying your score. The rule itself is fine. The rule came from a time and an era where there was no way of being able to accurately record, check, or make sure that the scores that were being turned in were accurate. So at that time, assigning each player to a test or marker, if you will, other players within the group, it was a great rule. Makes sense. And there is a time and a place for this rule, that's for sure. But even the USGA has gone out and created the MLR1, the Modified Local Rule 1. And it's under a test phase. Of course, it's 4 damn years, and anyways. But the whole idea is this, is that there's a time and a place. There's a setting where that's not necessary. And honestly, a penalty of disqualification is just... it's abusive, is what it really comes down to. So the big picture is this. In a major tournament setting, with the best players in the world, at the best tournament, that we've got going on, nobody wants to see a player go home for any reason. I don't care what it is. The whole point, and one of the things that we are clamoring about every week, is how much we want the best players in the world all to be playing. Well, I get it. There are certain tournaments, your local club event and whatnot, and other various tournaments that are held throughout the year where, you're going to have to employ this system of internal group, verified scoring, and it makes sense. But we're talking about the tour level, the best players. We've got cameras, we've got markers, we've got people walking with the groups, the gallery, the TV, the technology. There are so many ways to verify what a player scored that to be leveling this kind of abuse with a disqualification is just absolutely ridiculous. And so I think it's not that hard to be able to come to the conclusion that when this much is on the line, when we're talking about the biggest tournaments, and there are so many ways to verify a score, not just that, but let's think about it this way too. These guys finish their round, they take the card into a room with rules officials, okay? And those rule officials have plenty of capability of accessing information from that day's play. That why wouldn't they be able to look at that card and before releasing these players go, here, you may want to take a look at this one more time. Like, that is not a difficult thing. So the problem with this is that we're talking about a rule that stemmed from a time and a place where the ability to make sure scoring was accurate didn't exist. But we're well past that at this stage, and especially at the tour level, we're talking about these big tournaments. We're so far past that. So, and there's a whole crew out there. Oh, it's rules. You gotta follow rules. It's rules. So what? There was a time and a place where, because of the way it is, right, that women basically weren't allowed to play golf, or at least at certain times. Does that make it right? No, but that's what it was at the time. There's all kinds of things that change over time because we simply get to a new phase in everything, life in general, but especially even in the golf world. Well, we don't have to stick to all those traditions. And I used the clothing idea with somebody at the club the other day because they were saying something about shorts and live and all that stuff. And that's like, hey, who cares what they wear? Now, if we went by that standard, well, there was a time and a place where all the guys, Bobby Jones and all them, they're wearing suit and ties playing golf. So does that mean that today's tour pro wearing Malbon, Jason Day, you know, uh, shouldn't be playing tour professional golf? No, of course not. Things have changed, things have adapted. We've gotten, past some of that. And so I think we're at the same problem with this. There's a certain amount of people holding on to these old school ideas and things, and that's not to say that diminishes in any way traditions or anything like that. It's just that we need to come to a point of realizing that we can be a little more realistic about things, and at least the MLR1, I think if I remember correctly, it levies a fine of a single stroke applied to the player's scorecard instead of a disqualification. So they can at least keep playing. Come back, tomorrow, if the rule's in place, fine. Sign the scorecard correctly, so on and so forth. Again, I just think we've got to get realistic with this kind of stuff because there's more than enough adequate ways to test four player scores at the highest level. At a collegiate event, at a basic USGA event, and sure, I can certainly see the need to still employ the use of this type of system. But I just, pardon me, I got to call BS on this one. And that's what this is all about. No BS. Golf. And keeping this type of idea going at the tour level is just not okay. Signing out for now. We'll see you next time.